Note: the children were entitled to off duties in the absence of their official assigned supervisors. While on attachment, participants were not expected to demand for any payment or remuneration. However, managements in charge of practical attachments on own accord will decide to appreciate them for any good work done at the end of the attachment. Any such special recognitions were to be communicated back to school for purposes of keeping vital work records about the child. I developed the following reason for holiday practical attachment. The reasons were listed in the attachment forms. Purpose of practical attachment: to lay down foundation for industrialization, to empower children to be self-reliant, to introduce children to the world of work, to promote practical skills in career subjects. I put into consideration the personal interest and talent alongside their abilities. I was aware that some would hardly fit in some practical activities successfully. All options were to be weighed by parents before settling on the most ideal work for the child. These are some possible outlets that children may use for their practical attachment activities: business management in shops dealing in various commodities, business diagnosis of problems with electrical and electronic equipment, management of basic electrical wiring, management of hotel or cafes and service to customers, basic repairs of local machinery, operation of common equipments and machinery, statistical data collection and analysis, service and care of the less fortunate people, basic services to the sick in hospitals and dispensaries, care and service to HIV/AIDS victims, AIDS orphans, and the elderly. Service with rescue operation firms like Red Cross, National Youth Service, and fire brigades. Basic services in courts of law. Basic service in government offices and private sectors. Basic financial exchange and banking skills. Service to religious believers. Basic investigation skills and fight against corruption. Basic research methodologies and planning. Basic studio management and performance in theaters. Basic skills in modern methods of farming and food production. Basic environmental conservation and management skills. Basic peer guidance and counseling training skills. Beekeeping, rabbit farming and harvesting skills. Basic wildlife conservation skills. Home duties. Any other practical skill one had in mind may be approved by school on request.
Then, another question. The man threw a stone at the sheep. The man threw a stone at the sheep. The man threw a stone at the sheep. Change into plural. Plural of that. Can like
The men threw stones.
that?
The men threw stones at the sheep.
The man threw a stone at the sheep. So, Milton, I think is correct. The man threw stones at the sheep. Another one. This mother-in-law is a bad person. Change the sentence from singular to plural. This mother-in-law is a bad person. Simon. Amesema these mother-in-laws are bad people. No. Remember, when you're given like this, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, the place where you are supposed to put a plural is here. Mothers-in-law, not mother-in-laws, no. In plural now. These mothers-in-law are.
So kijana jina lako ni nani?
My name is Anis Msindi.
Anis Msindi. You are in from?
From One North.
From One North. I saw you teach.
Yes.
Do you want to be a teacher?
I'm just just that is just my hobby.
Your hobby. You are teaching like a teacher, but no. If it is your hobby, then it can be your career as well.
My career is being an engineer.
What do engineers, what do they do?
So in my career like engineer, I'd like to that career of making roads.
Road construction.
Yeah.
Why don't you want to be a teacher?
Being a teacher sometimes has challenges, but firstly, when you are being given an attachment, there are some, me like this, I can't control cruel boys, cruel people.
But you were teaching in class and everybody was quiet. I thought there was a teacher in class, but you were the one teaching. Everybody was listening. Okay, thank you.
Parents or guardians had to sign terms and conditions committing their willingness to allow their children to participate in the project. Terms and conditions. Parent or guardian was to negotiate on behalf of school with a business premise. Parent or guardian shall be the first supervisor. Attachment duration was to take 4 hours per day, at most 3 days a week. Attachment was to take into account talents, career interests, and ability of the child. No change of premise or location was allowed once attachment begins. Attachment results was to account in exam results. School was to provide relevant information about the child. Parent or guardian was to be responsible for security and safety of their children during all practical attachment session. Notice to all parents: school shall not be held responsible for any loss or damage, including other incidences that may occur either directly or indirectly while your child is on practical attachment. Ensure that your child behaves responsibly for her own safety and security during all practical attachment sessions. Parents had to sign agreement form below to allow their children participate in the practical holiday attachment. Having read terms and conditions for practical attachment described above, I, parent or guardian of form of NATURENET School, promises to cooperate with the school in order to help my daughter acquire adequate practical work skills while on holiday attachment at for the good of her own future. Parent or guardian signature date signature of the child date. A participant took a remembrance photo after her holiday attachment before reporting back to school. A copy of marked and stamped attachment log form. They were given log forms in which to enter practical activities they learned daily during attachment. Management was requested to make general remarks about the child management designation signature date Will you accept the child back for practical attachment next holiday when schools close? Yes no This is NATURENET School.